Right, hello everyone. So we're just going to get right into this. This is the Divine Masculine Mars and Sagittarius that I do on Tuesdays, and I do the Venus Divine Feminine messages on the Fridays. And those of you that have been with me a few years, you'll remember when I was managing to do one of each every day. Fuck knows how I was doing that, but so, and you know what's really, I'm like, God, that's pretty nuts. The one that I done, the last Divine Feminine one that I done on Friday, which not coincidentally happens to be, again, I thought I was going to be oversaying this, but that was actually my Divine That's funny because it was a Divine Feminine message, but that was my Divine Masculine's birthday. That, that day was for, although they're all timeless. And I'm just noticing, I noticed earlier it was like 160 or 180 views or something, and I've just noticed before I came to do this, it's now 200 views. Just to put you in the picture, if you're brand new, our videos on this channel don't get, well, my videos on this channel don't, I always say it's our channel, but I'm doing the videos. They don't get next to no, like, yeah, the videos never get that many views. Very occasionally, now and again, there'll be a video that gets, I think the long form videos ever got that I can remember is 500 something views, which was a very intense video. I had Mary Magdalene and Jesus on the thumbnail, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if that was going to be relevant to the energy, especially for today and tomorrow, like Venus conjunct Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Because so this is for Tuesday, but I've filmed the one for Monday, not long before this, so you might want to watch that if you didn't watch it. But anyway, yeah, I'm just kind of like, out of all the videos, the one that's my twin flame's birthday is the one that's got a lot of views right now. You know what I mean? Like, is that, I don't know, is that because people are nosy and they're like, oh, I wonder what she's going to say on his birthday? But I don't think it's that, because to be honest, it was like, it was just like any other video. Like, I actually didn't even film it on the day. Like, I filmed it the day before. But so I'd say it's more to do with the energy and the frequency. But it's just kind of funny, out of all the days, like 365 days of the year, it's not even my birthday that's got, it's his. So it's quite, I'd say there's something big going on with the Divine Masculine, and the Divine Masculine, being seen for something, or being in the spotlight, or, your true self emerging, something like that, right? So these have jumped out. So freedom, now that's interesting because Mars and Sagittarius would like the freedom. Mars is the sign of sex, sign of action. Freedom is Sagittarius. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you've shared with those you love. So right away, I would say that message is given. What are you waiting for? And now I'm hearing in my head, well, definitely, what's her name? Oh, I was going to say Emily Sandy, but it's not. What's, I don't know. I'm sure I'm hearing that blonde woman. I can't remember her name. It'll come back to me when I'm watching it. But it's a song, I don't even know what the artist's called, but it's, the words are, suddenly I can see everything I waited for, awakening from a dream. I'll put it below. It's a nice wee song. I feel like it might be like Ruel or something like that. That rings a bell. Um, when it comes to matters of the heart, there's no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. And that's what I always say when it comes to, if you've, especially because this is, with this being for, this is basically, this is for the Divine Masculine, male and female. But feminine can watch it too, male and female, because we've all got that energy. But where's, wait a minute. Sorry, you might not have been able to hear me very well. My dressing gown fell, and it was like, as long as it's still on. So sorry if the sound just got, it would have just got clearer now. But again, that's going to, everything means something, because I'll go into my intro. Everything I do is channeling, clearing, healing energy. So I don't need the cards. The cards just back me up, make it a bit more interesting. So I feel with that, the sound would have been muffled for a bit there. I feel, yeah, if you're this Divine Masculine, you couldn't see clearly for a time, and now you can. Right, so we're going to work with, that's the overall energy, and I got the thumbnail, so we'll just put them there. So subconsciously, what do you want to say as the masculine? Now remember that, you know, if you're new around here, this can be anybody's. So it can be a whole group of people's. It might be yours, it might not. So it might be your person's, it might not. So just always keep that in mind. Use your fucking common sense. It's a general reading. Yes, it could be yours. No, it might not be. Do you know what I mean? So sorry to be blunt, but that's the message. Also, the most prominent thing is still what I've channeled about for an hour, so I'd more refer you to that video. Venus conjunct Mercury retrograde today. Very intense, passionate connections. I'm feeling a lot of past life energy coming up. That card might come up again. Just basically really reminiscing about the past and the desire for somebody from the past. It more feels like I'm picking up on twin flames being gravitating toward each other, but it's always good to be mindful. Your ex returns in Mercury retrograde. Although I dare say, because we're coming towards the end of it, if your ex was going to pop up like the toxic ones, they've probably already tried their luck. Some will have passed the test, some might not have, but wise to be aware. It will actually be this weekend coming that I would say would be the biggest test, because the last day of Mercury retrograde is Friday, but we're still in the shadow of it for another couple of weeks after. So yeah, and just be mindful, if you don't know what Mercury retrograde is about, just in a nutshell, there are good things to it too. You can revisit the past. You know, it could be someone from the past that you want to hear from. That's a lot of cases with twin flames, but equally it can be like I said, it can be toxic exes you don't want to hear from, or just exes in general. They might not have been toxic, but you just, you know, you've moved on. But it's you're not thinking clearly. So a lot of the time people make decisions in Mercury retrograde, and then as soon as Mercury goes direct, you're like, what the fuck was I thinking? Going on a date with that person, like they're totally not my cup of tea, or why did I get in a relationship? The worst one would be like I warn people every year now. Here's a really early warning. I didn't realise it was this soon, but Venus retrogrades next year. I can't remember exactly when it is, but I'll geek up on that. You know, it'll just start flooding in near towards the end. But yeah, the best thing to be aware of is Venus is retrograde next year, and that is like the worst time for engagements, marriages, all that, because it's just like what happens in a Mercury retrograde. Just like I wouldn't get, you know, getting married, engaged, and everything in a Mercury retrograde wouldn't be wise either. But so many people will do it. But the biggest example I can think of is when Molly May and Tommy got engaged. It was the day Venus went retrograde, and I was like, oh my god, something's going to go wrong. Long story short, they're just a celebrity couple if you don't know them in other parts of the world. They were on like they were on Love Island years ago. But basically, long story short, he then got caught cheating. I think he's got a drink problem, and he's been caught cheating quite a few times, I think, and it was all kind of kept under wraps, and then it all sort of came out, and it was, you know, it was quite sad, because she's like a fucking multi-millionaire or something, doing really well, and the dream all came crashing down around. And but now they're already back together. But again, look at, you know, I hope that is, you know, I hope that he's got the help he needs and that's sorted now. But yeah, it was just interesting to me that you know, they got engaged in the Venus retrograde, and then as soon as it went, I think it was as soon as it went, I don't know when, I can't remember, but it all sort of fell apart. And that's a perfect example, unfortunately, of something's not as it seems. So, but equally, if you're being guided towards somebody and you already had made your mind up before Mercury went retrograde, or the Venus, you know what I mean, then you already knew. It's just, I suppose it depends how strong you are with it mentally, I would say, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, like really all of it. It's like, it's not good to make big money decisions in a Mercury retrograde, or definitely not a Venus retrograde, because that is about money. But right, okay, in the subconscious, because I've ran a bath, so I don't want it to get cold, but there's no chance of that because it's roasting. So I feel the funny way that they're talking through me is, you know, just like Venus conjunct Mercury and Scorpio is pretty hot right now, all the time if you were born with that or something, but because that's the energy, you know, there's no chance of this connection cooling down. Letting you down was the worst decision I made. So, and my heart keeps coming back to you, even though I know you've lost faith in me. So again, very sad energy here, very heavy energy. And that's significant because right now, as I'm channeling this, we're in a Capricorn moon. But by the time, if you're watching this on Tuesday, we'll already be in Aquarius moon, expect unexpected. But right now, it's Capricorn moon, it's karma, karmic debt, karmic rewards. But it feels like karma's weighing down on this person. You know, letting you down was the worst decision they made. They've taken a wrong turn in somewhere, and now their heart just keeps coming back to you, and they feel like you're going to have lost faith in them, and there's not much hope. I feel like I don't know who I am anymore. So that's very low energy, and that feels like yeah, I still feel connected to you, but if I wait too long to reach out, is it too late for us? Oh my god, that's so annoying. Right, I'm going to keep filming, but now the battery's only 5%, so it'll cut off when it cuts off. But this is part of the message. It's like, is it too late? You know, like my battery's ran out. You know, like for me, literally, my battery's ran out. But it feels like, you know, as the battery ran out in this connection, did I push it? Did I push my luck? Did I wait too long? Have I woke up too late? Kind of thing. Right, in the conscious mind. Now this is all subconsciously, so unfortunately, although somebody might be like feeling connected to you, wondering if it's too late, admitting it's the worst mistake they made, decision they made, whatever actions they've taken, their heart keeps coming back to you. They feel like you've lost faith. They might do nothing about it. This might just be someone's having dreams of you, private thoughts and feelings to themselves, might share with people close to them, they might not, and they might not do anything about it. But let's see in the conscious mind, what's this masculine wanting to say? I'm so grateful for you. And that came out today, for the one for today, with a different deck. It says, thank you. I feel so much regret for everything I've said and done. Right, wow. So that's a strong, strong message coming through there. So I can take the, I think I'll get it after, I think. But yeah, so, wow, I didn't even notice. I nearly set that on fire as well, because the light's so, like, that's boiling. Like, that must have went really near the flame. So the flame, though, you know, feels like the flame's too hot. Like I was saying about this, you know, the volcano erupting is very symbolic. It's like this person feels so much regret for everything they've said and done. And that's quite funny, because that's talking about the worst decision they made. But I said, you know, actions as well. So somebody made a decision. It feels like to go down a different route in life, whether it's towards one person or just to be footloose and fancy free, because the first card was freedom. It's the worst decision they've ever made. They've taken actions that back up the worst decision. But with I'm so grateful for you, that would indicate this person is planning on doing something about this regret. Difficulties, jealousies from other people may serve as obstacles to the success of this connection. Right, okay, now I want that for the thumbnail. I'll get the thumbnail after. But yeah, so yeah, absolutely. Jealous people got in the way of this connection, you know, sticking their oar in, planting seeds of doubt and poison in this masculine's mind, and they can see this now. Make the effort. This love is worth taking the risk. You're called to move forward. That's what this person's been guided to do. But can I just say, I actually pulled that reverse. I turned it around. So it feels like the jealousy from other people told this person the opposite. Like, nah, you know, it's not worth it. You know, seems like they're high maintenance, or it doesn't seem like you'd work out. You know, it's all jealousy. Magnetic connection, there's very strong pull and intensity that draws you to this person because they're your twin flame. I mean, twin flame magnetic connection, say no more. Whoever the jealous people were, they didn't have that type of connection with anyone. In some cases, it could be your person fancies your person, whether you're the feminine or the masculine. So you've always got to be mindful. It doesn't always need to be that, but it's sprang in mind. This person is your mirror soul. This is why this connection feels so sacred to you. And yeah, that's why jealous third parties tried to stop it. Other people may be interfering with this relationship, dimming its full potential. So whatever it was they said, done, you know, it worked, because it put this person off and they went a different way, and they're really in a lot of regret. And now they're hoping for a reconciliation. Someone from your past is or will be returning to your life soon, and they just hope that you're going to hear them out. Now, this has got things about toxicity. Tell us something, what happened? We'll not go too much into the past, because the battery's going to die. Twin flame. Look at that. That might be the only card they want to come out. Trust the magnetic pull of your twin flame. It will guide you towards them. Love's a beautiful mess. Embrace its perfections yet. So obviously these toxic people around, whoever, whether it was one person or a few people, they focused in on the hurt and the pain between the two of you, being like, well, it can't be your person because look what's happened. But of course, not everybody understands what twin flames are about. And I'm not about explaining it when the battery's about to die, but just tune in to all the other videos I do. But yeah, there was heartbreak. Heartbreak's part of the human experience, and it will pass. This person's hoping for a celebration with you very soon. Today, celebrate the love you share with those who matter most. Now, what sticks out is unless there's a birthday or something, you know, it's this feels like this is like Christmas, New Year celebrations. It feels like this person wants to spend this time with you. They settled in the past. They want to apologise. Avoid settling for less than you deserve. Never underestimate the power of a heartfelt apology and proposal. So we've got celebrate and proposal. So, you know, obviously that's not going to be the case for everyone, but we have got wedding as well now. So, oh my God, look what I just said as well. Please, guys, don't be getting engaged or married when it's the Venus retrograde. Please check out, you know, what Venus retrograde is doing if you're having a wedding next year. On offer or proposal in the near future, an offer or proposal in the near future that comes as a surprise, taking your relationship to the next level one step at a time. What is fucking absolutely gobsmacking is planet communication conjunct Venus and Scorpio. That absolutely would be things like this. And this is where an exception, if this is like, you know, been fought out long before the Mercury retrograde, then that energy is very romantic and, you know, intense and stuff like that. And let's not hope this is karmic stuff, but what else before it dies? I know we're twin flames. Wow. Wow. I'm battling my addictions. So it feels like when someone was battling addictions, people have taken advantage of that. And but I know it's always, you know, personal responsibility, but it does feel like that. So let's see, get one more card in or a few more. Teamwork. Be united for a good relationship. That's what this person wants now. Abundance will come from it. Be open to accept the abundance of love. And choices. Pause before you choose. Yes, pause before you choose triangle. They're just telling you that's what happened. Somebody interfered in this connection. They could be the person that were the third party, or, you know, they caused an issue. Yeah, but this person's returning. Yeah, someone from your past may return. So how many? Look, it's all about the timing. Wow. I don't know if you can see the cards, but that's why I'm saying them out loud, because it's went very dark. But I'm going to turn this off before it switches off itself. So somebody's ending a connection before it ends itself. This could be like following on from yesterday. Someone's ending a karmic situation, but I don't know. There's not. It more seems like this is somebody's out of a karmic situation and they're looking forward to the future now. But for some, it might be they're ending it and going straight to their person. Drama, guys, but whatever. And this might tie into what I channel tonight. You know, who knows? Let's see. But either way, it seems like there's been a course correction in the right direction. But it's all lessons, you know. Karmic lessons. That's what Capricorn Moon to me is all about. But yeah, see you later.